All right. Hello, robotics students. So in today's lesson, you are going to be taking an ultrasonic sensor and you're going to be attaching it to the front. There are instructions on your handout that's going to tell you how to find the build instructions for that. I recommend that you follow that just to get that nice and settled. You'll then definitely make sure you need to plug in the ultrasonic sensor into the ports. Now, if you remember, on the robot, there's the motor ports, A, B, C, D, and then there are the sensor ports, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this ultrasonic sensor, when you plug it in, is going to be plugged into one of those sensor ports right there. You're also going to build a little cuboid. Now, I didn't have one laying around, so I just built a little thing right there. And what's going to happen is you're going to, following those instructions, build something where the robot is going to move forward until that ultrasonic sensor detects an object in front of it. All right? And the way the ultrasonic sensor works is it sends out an ultrasonic, or a very high frequency sound wave. Sound wave comes back. It does calculations based on the speed of sound, and how long that takes is going to determine the distance. And so the robot brick controller converts that to centimeters, and you've got the code that will kind of help walk you through that process. So you're going to make something that's going to roll forward until it's a set distance, and then there's a couple of challenges. So you're going to have one challenge where you're going to try to make the robot move faster all the way up to the obstacle, and then you're going to have another challenge where you're going to try to make the robot get even closer and stop closer to that obstacle. It's called a cuboid, I think, in the instructions. And then you've got these three challenges. The first challenge is that program the robot so that after it reaches the obstacle, the cuboid, it stops, turns around, and then comes back to its starting location or starts heading back to you and stops 10 centimeters away from your hand or your foot or whatever you decide to put right there. That's challenge one. Challenge two is to go through that process. It's basically add on to the code. Move forward till we hit this, spin around, move forward until you hit your foot or your hand, or not till it hits it, but until it gets close enough to that to stop. And then what I want you to do is have it back up until the touch sensor is hit. I seem to grab a bad touch sensor or robot here, a button here. Hugo, throw me another one of these button sensors, one that isn't jammed. Yeah. All right. This is a touch sensor or button sensor. You're going to have a little bit of freedom to build here. You want to build and attach it so that it is somehow attached to the back of your robot. So that when your robot will back up, then when that button is pressed, that was kind of interesting, the robot decided to shut down, then it will stop. And then challenge three is once that button is pressed, it will sort of do like a little death animation or whatever. It'll stop, it'll spin around a little bit, it'll make a sound and maybe show a face or do some sort of interesting thing there on the screen, okay? And so those are the three challenges. Again, today, the primary objective is to learn how to attach and code the ultrasonic sensor. And then if you're able to get past that and do some of these little challenges, to also attach a button sensor on there. So there's no code that I'm giving you with the button sensor. There's no build instructions. That's where you're going to kind of try to figure out that. Now, we'll tell you, obviously, the button sensor needs to be plugged in. And that's about all the hints I'm going to give. Good luck building. Good luck programming. I'll see you